friend Mike and I were visiting in Fez in Morocco, which is in Africa, by the way. And we decided, we heard about this really cool cave in a nearby town, called Taza. And so we really wanted to visit it. So we set it up. We found out there was a train leaving, and it seemed really exciting. So we wanted to get the first train out and have lots of time to spend there so we could check out this cool cave. And there was one key element that we had to get back on the last train that night, which was around 6:30, so that we could make it back to our hotel, which is where we were staying in Fez that night, and then catch our very early plane the next morning. So kind of critical piece. So next morning we start our whole adventure, and we go out and we try to flag down a cab, and suddenly it was really hard. And we didn't know what was happening. Cabs were literally driving by us. There were tons of people waiting for cabs. Seemed very confusing. And we're waiting and waiting and waiting. We thought this was just what the life was like in Fez, in Morocco, that this is how hard it was to catch a cab. But actually, there was a union strike, just coincided with our adventure. So basically, it delayed us. We did get a guy who was breaking union rules, the rebel. And we hitched a ride with him. He took us to the train station. We made it there just in time to miss our train. And then we had to wait again for a very long time, catch our train, get on the train, and it's a lot of starting and stopping, and no speakerphone, no announcements. It would just stop. A ton of people would get off, stand by the side of the road, wait for an hour or two, get back on, and keep going. So we arrive in Taza, and we kept telling ourselves, by the way, with all these delays, that, oh, we'll have plenty of time to see the cave. And when we get there, it's 3 o'clock. So now we have this crushed amount of time, but we're just so stubborn, we're insistent. So as soon as we get to the station, we jump off. We go to the train teller and say, hey, how do we get to the cave? And he said, you have to go up the hill. And basically he said, okay, go around the corner, there's a guy, and he'll drive you up. We're like, no, we'll walk. If it's just up the hill, we'll walk. He said, go to the guy. Okay, the guy. So we run out, we're running around through the downtown, and I'm sprinting around a corner, and I nail my head on the top of an awning. Very hard, full speed. Awnings are apparently set at about 6 foot. I'm 6'3". So I have this huge gash on my head. I'm completely wiped out on the ground. But I have this like pain-fueled rage. And I just want to get there so badly. So I get up and I suffer through it. And I'm just like, no, we'll go. We got to get there. And I'm still running, though, like I'm swatting like spider webs away, except it's for awnings, like deadly awnings above. And I'm swatting. And finally, we kind of see the guy just standing by a car, just like a little two-door sedan that you would find in a junkyard, no big deal. And so we run up, and he speaks almost no English this time. So he basically just writes out the price. It's $5 each. That's awesome. Okay, sure, $5, no big deal. We'll jump in. And we're so relieved. We get in the car, we're sitting in the back seat, like relaxing for the first time all day. And then the car doesn't move. And it still doesn't move. And we're looking around, trying to figure out what's going on. Nothing's happening. Are we in the right car? Did we misunderstand? The cave, the sign had like a little picture of a cave that he was holding. So was it actually a cave? I don't know. And then as this is happening, we're trying to talk to him. Hey, what's going on? Not really communicating right. And he says basically that we have to wait until it's full to go. Like full, like this is a two-door sedan. Like we're in the back seat. Let's just go. And so he just puts us in, and we decide, okay, we're just going to wait. I guess, we have nothing we can do. And as this is happening, an old man comes in, just squeezes his way in while this is all going on. And then another 2 people walk in, and there's like a guy in the back seat like laying across us. There's one guy in the front. And then finally the last person sits on that guy's lap. And then this clown car goes up this hill at like 5 miles an hour now. And we're plodding along. It takes forever to get up there. After about 40 minutes and like dropping people off, we're just in the middle of nowhere, and we stop. And he just points, and then he sketches like something, and we discern that he wanted us to be there in an hour. So we have an hour to go explore the cave, get back. So we get out, we're like, all right, I guess we're just going to do this now. We're just risking everything. This is our chance. It's going to be a hairy situation or not. And so we get out, we run up the hill, there's a guy, hands us a form, we sign our lives away, presumably, and we run down like 300 steps, we get to the bottom of this cave, and there's like a little tiny hole, and we're like, oh crap, is it for this little tiny hole in the ground? There's no way we're gonna do this, we don't have any gear, I can't even fit in that hole. And then I see this little light shining down, and it's this beautiful space around the corner. When we open it, it's this vast atrium of a space with light coming in from outside, from the sky, and waterfalls and birds and everything flying around. It's just unbelievable. It's the thing we were like fighting the universe to get to. And it was finally this reward. And we soaked it in and then realized we got to go back. And we rewound that whole thing, ran back up all 300 steps in like 10 minutes, run down the hill, and as we're running down, the guy's pulling up, and he just smiled because he was like, oh, I communicated to you guys, okay. We jump in the car, go downhill much faster this time because it's just us and it's downhill. Thank you, gravity. And we pull up to the train station, we get off the train, we run to the train station, and we literally step on the train, and it drives away as if it was waiting for us. Thank you.